So, yes, Bandai has announced that they are doing a ban list update in August. That's crazy. We'll bring up the official screenshot so you guys know, for the people coming in the chat, that we're not lying to you. We are actually here from Bandai, Digimon TCG. We are planning to announce the update of bans and restrictions on Digimon card games in mid-August 2022. We will notify you again on Twitter on the day of the announcement, and we will announce the details of the enforcement start time on the official website. For some cards, the English version will be enforced first, which is super interesting because it shows me that they might actually be taking the English meta into account, which is crazy, which is pretty wild. And I hope they are, because there's one particular deck that has been running rampant in this meta since BT7 that really hasn't had the same impact in Japan. It just hasn't, right? So we're going to talk about 5 cards. I have 5 cards off the top of my head that I could see getting hit on the list. We're not going to speculate about any unbans, any unlimits, anything like that. Honestly, I think everything limited should stay limited. HPD should still be at 1. Icemon should still be at 1. Savior Hulk should still be at 1, God forbid. Ice Wall should still be at 1 or banned. Mega Digimon Fusion should be banned. And I'm sure I'm missing something. Argomon should still be at 1 because green support is really good. Though, if I see anything going off the list to less than 1, it is definitely the original Argomon, the level 5 one. I can definitely see that. Okay, the first card I want to talk about is Tommy. Strip 3 and Stun. This card is crazy because it can ruin stacks that are not covered by a next antibody, and it can stun cards. It literally prevents certain Digimon from playing the game. Tommy is a good card. However, I have put a second blue card on this list. I could see either one being hit. I could see both getting hit. And that card is Sorajo. Sorajo might be actually worse than Tommy, because Sorajo is the card that's getting you all the memory, and it's also stripping sources for you. It strips 2 sources a turn and then gets you 2 memory. Where Tommy, it does 3. It's just really annoying how it freezes things. Now, that being said, I don't think Bandai is going to hit both. I think they're going to hit one or the other, and I think it can be decided by a coin toss by Bandai, if I'm being perfectly real with you here. That being said, in my opinion, my professional opinion, for what that's worth, I think Sorajo is a little worse because it lets blue play more. That being said, because it lets blue play more, Bandai might hit Tommy, because instead of playing more, maybe we're trying to play less. You know what I mean by that? But either way, 2 blue cards. 2 blue cards. And we're going to move on. I think only one of them is going to get hit, but I wanted to show off both of them. Next card on the chopping block should just be Jet Sylphimon. This card is stupid broken. The fact that there's no cap on its recovery, the fact that it usually costs 1 to evolve, and that you can just recover as much as you want, you can recycle them with Susanomon, is just dumb and stupid. And there's just so much healing, right? Jet Sylphy into healing, into Ophani into healing. You know what I mean? It's just so much healing, and the more security bombs you play, like Holy Flame F4, shameless plug, the more degenerate this card's going to get. That being said, this card really puts Yellow Hybrid on the map. I don't think they can ban this card. I think this card gets put to 1. And the deck honestly still survives as like an engine. That's what I think. This card can go to 1, and the deck will not die. But it is very strong, and something needs to be done about it. I hope Bandai hits this card. Next card, Calling from the Darkness. For 1 cost, delete one of your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to your hand. This card is stupid and broken. First of all, you don't have to pop anything. Um, First of all. Second of all, you can pop something, trigger, and on delete. Like, that's just stupid too. You know what I mean? And it only costs one. For one memory, you can fix your whole purple state of being in a particular game. If you're playing multiples, you can do multiples. This card lets you loop a little bit. You know, not like Lilith loop, but like it lets you loop resources. That's very strong. Rehe loops are one thing that comes to mind immediately, but there's other kinds of loops you can do. Like popping a Scatterbolt with a Calling is ridiculous. So I think this card needs to be going to 1. The fourth card on my prediction list is Sunrise Buster. This is a card we are getting in BT9. For those of you that are unaware what this card does. It costs 5. You do need both a yellow and red to play it. That's fine. You may play a yellow or red Tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. Which, by the way, triggers an on-play. Like TK. Just throwing that out there. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn for each yellow and or red Tamer you have in play. It's Spiral Masquerade that lets you play a Tamer first for 5. So instead of playing a TK for 4, you can play a Buster for 5, 1 memory more, play that TK, and blow shit up. And then you can activate your on-play Tamer. This card is just really good. Now, us in the TCG have not got to experience this card yet. We will soon. But Japan has been seeing this since BT9 and are still seeing it in BT10. Red-Yellow Hybrid is a crazy deck. I can see this card getting hit to 1. I don't think it gets banned. I don't think it gets banned. I think 1 is fine. That way to Saki 1 of, like everything else on the list except Mega Digimon Fusion. And yeah, but this card is just a little too strong in my opinion. The final card, which is going to be the hottest, I saved the hottest take of this list for last. People are going to either love me or hate me for this particular choice, and I'm expecting the most fuel in my comment section if I upload this to YouTube. Death Xmon. Let's talk about this card for a second, because we also haven't seen much of it in the TCG here because it's coming out in a week. So this thing costs 20 to play, 6 to evolve, on a purple or black, whatever. What does this card do? Well, when you would play this card, you reduce its memory by 3 for each Digimon and Tamer your opponent has in play. You can play this for free, basically. I don't think that's okay, in my opinion. But wait, there's more. On player when Digivolving, you de-Digivolve 1, all your opponent's Digimon, then delete all your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This card... Actually, hold on. The end of opponent's turn effect once per turn. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. This card straight up power creeps Omnimon Alteress. This card says, Omnimon Alteress, nice try, but get the fuck out of my lane. You know what I mean? This card just does a little bit too much and can do it for basically nothing. Basically nothing. This card has been a staple since BT9 came out. It sees play in so many decks. And while I get it's there to be a neutralizing force, like, you have to play around the Dexmon. Oh, it's a little too strong. I saved this one for last, though, because it's the one that I least see likely to get hit. I think out of everything else I listed, this is the least likely to get hit on the list. However, I could see it, because this card's pretty degenerate. But that's it for my prediction list. Let me know what you guys think, because, yep, August is very soon, and we don't know when in August it could be, right? It could be August 1st, could be August 31st, or it could actually be mid-August. Who knows? But yeah, that's the update. It's crazy stuff.